to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Today I'm in the Toyota CHR. This is actually the 2018, the LE model. I'm going to be talking a lot about the 2019. The drive hasn't really changed, just a few features and stuff. They also did add the LE to the lineup, so there's LE, XLE, and the Limited. I'm just going to kind of talk to you about the differences in all of those and some more of that stuff, and we will talk about the drive and everything. But let's check out the exterior and interior of this car, because the exterior on this thing is pretty interesting. Now, just taking a peek at this vehicle, it is very unique. Well, a lot like a lot of the crossovers. I kind of like it a lot. It's very polarizing, so I think you'll either like it or you won't. Again, the two-tone with the roof, that's only available on the XLE and the Limited, which is really nice. And I like how smooth it is for the back seat for the doors. I'll show you that getting in a little bit. But the rims are great. These are 18 inches, which does give you a little bit more stability into the back. And just kind of heading in, opening it up, you can see there is a good amount of space. It's actually 19 cubic feet when the seats are up. And there's this great little divider that bungees on, so you can have it. It's really easy to take off and on, which is really nice. They just hook right on. So compared to some other cars where it straps in and all of that, it's a lot easier. So looking up, pulling the seats down is easy. The only issue is once they go down, you do have to kind of put the seat forward because it won't go forward all the way. So it does take a little bit of effort to do that. But if all the seats are down, you are going to get 36.4 cubic feet of storage back there. You pull up the back, you have the spare tire down here. And again, this is a great place to kind of store some valuables if you're running errands or just need to leave some stuff in the car. You have nice cubbies on the side too. And then to close it, you have that latch, pull it down. It is a little bit heavy, so doing it one-handed is hard. So again, here's those back seats with those funky little fun doors that are at the top. You're not gonna have the most space, but you can see there's this cool design I'll show you with up front. Heading in, me being 5'5", I do have some room in the back, but if you look over at that seat, let me just kind of scoot over and show you. There's not that much room. This seat is all the way back. So looking at it, I am smushed at 5'5", being very average. I do fit, so it would work, but if you're really tall, not really. But you do have your cup holders. There is no center console that pulls down, so the cup holders are in the door. These seats are super nice. I do like this fabric. You have the latch system right there, so it covers it up, which is super nice as well. And now let's head in the front seat. You can see, again, like I was showing in the back, there's the door sills down there that's kind of ribbed, which is nice. CHR Toyota has basically branding on every vehicle all over the place. Hopping in, you can see the top two, not the best picture. Let me show you right now. But yeah, that ribbing really does work, and it actually has a purpose to it, which is nice. These doors, you have the speakers in the door, and of course that funky little pattern on there. They're a nice sturdy door too, but let's go ahead and turn it on so you can see just the whole concept of everything. Now, you have basically all your info you'll ever need right up there for you, and I love how Toyota has just the CHR when you turn it on. You can also change that too on some different things, depending. Toyota and Lexus does it all. And then you can see on the steering wheel how you can change everything. You have now our nice little screen display right up here. So press all the buttons to go home. You have your audio. You can adjust the volume, which is a nice knob. Love those knobs. So much easier. And then we have the dual climate control, which is super nice. They also have the eco mode, so it helps you just regulate your air temperature a lot more. You can see I have the air blasting. Some really good sized cup holders here, and it's kind of fun that actually comes out of there. And a nice size center console, so you can have a few things in here with the 12 volt. And of course down here you have your one USB and your auxiliary cord if you need it. And then you have a very good sized glove box. It is kind of hard to get to if you don't know, because it's very sleek, but you can have a lot of stuff. As you can see, it's piled in there. And again, back to that door, it's just, I don't know, I really like it. And these seats are super comfortable too. I really like this fabric that they have. It's just textured, and I don't know, it's just built well for me. So back to the center, let's kind of go through. You have your general, all your little settings on there. So you can check out the vehicle, which is nice. They have the same settings for the 8060 IM, this one, and you can pick other. So I'm not sure which other ones they have, but I can put it here. You have all these different general settings as well to go through everything, which is nice. You can really customize this a lot better to you. You can see the keyboard layout, you can change it. And so here's how you change it on the right side. Go through everything. You have a G meter. Let's go back there because it's interesting just to see the G's you have in this car. And you can see your MPGs, your range, lane keeping assist. So the lane assist monitor is on here, so it sees it. It doesn't drive for you, but it will beep at you if you kind of get out of there. The big issue to pick your drive mode is over here, so you have to come in here from normal, eco, and sport. Sport is pretty necessary if you need to pick up some speed, and eco is super basic, but just driving around town and traffic normally, it's actually not that bad. Okay, so that is just really fun. It's a very different looking vehicle, which is neat. It kind of reminds me of those like surfer boy vans from like back in the day, if you know what that is. Let's go ahead and take it out on the road and we can talk about it. One big issue that I do have now that I'm putting it in reverse is the backup camera. It is going to be in the rearview mirror right up here, and as you can see, it kind of obstructs your view going back of the whole driver's side behind you. So when you're backing up in it, you can't see everything in parking lots and everything. It's not the best thing. It's kind of neat. At the same time, I personally would prefer a backup camera right here so I can just check the mirror and have the full line of sight. If you have it in your car, you've tried it, or you have a lot more experience with it, please let me know. And let me know what you think about it, just because I don't. Is it something you can like easily get used to or not? Or how does it really work out for you? So taking this on the road, it drives fine around the city. It doesn't quite have the power, like you can hear it kind of struggling to even get up to, I'm now just barely at 50. It takes a little while and a little effort. If you need to, you kind of have to put it in sport mode at all times. I'm just driving it normal and it just doesn't quite cut it. And if you live in a neighborhood where you have to get a lot of traffic and like have that big pickup, or if you work somewhere like that, this is not the vehicle for you. It does have 144 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque, but just, I guess, the size, the weight, it just doesn't quite use it all for what I'm used to, just in a more of a compact car or anything like that. It just needs a little bit more power if you do need that. Most people don't. So if you just drive around town, you don't need that type of power, you're good to go. Getting up to speed on the highway too, you do have a little bit of a lag. It's enough to merge into traffic, and we did get up to like 80, no problem. But any more than that, which no one really needs to be doing, it's not going to be able to help you there. So I have actually been hitting the minimum speed, the MPGs on here. It is 27 in the highway, 27 in the city, 31 on the highway, averaging about 29, so I'm getting about 20, you saw 7. So it's not bad, especially since I do drive these cars a little harder just to see what they can do. It's gonna get there. My only issue is the fuel tank is only 13 gallons, just a little bit more, so you are gonna have to be filling up a little more, even if you are getting the 27. My range, 175 miles, and I'm still have, 7/8 of a tank left, so it's just not, for if you have to drive long distances or you do a lot of driving, probably not the best vehicle, because you are going to have to be stopping for gas. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about some of the biggest differences between the 3 different models. The LE starts at about $23,000, and it's about $2,000 more to the XLE, and then another $3,000 more to the Limited, stopping at about $26,000. So when you look at that, there is about it's about a $5,000 difference between the 3 different models. And to be completely honest, I'm not so sure about the XLE for my personal preference, but let me just kind of talk about the different things that they come in. So the LE is a base model. The XLE, some new additions that come into it is keyless entry, so it does have the start stop instead of the key, regular old key like this has. It is a smart key, which is really, really nice. It has the 18-inch wheels on this one. It comes with the blind spot monitoring. So all Toyotas do come with safety sense, so don't forget about that when you're thinking blind spot monitoring. It really doesn't always make the biggest difference. It is kind of nice, especially with that big blind spot in the back. So hopefully maybe Toyota could possibly do a little bit more, but we'll see. And the other big difference that you get getting the XLE is you can have the different color roof, so be it the black or the iceberg. The roof and the mirrors, like this has the white iceberg on it. That's another difference that you can get. So then going up to the limited really does make a difference. Of course, you get all the changes from the XLE, and then you also get the better sound system radio that you can add on if you want. And the biggest difference once you move up to the limited is going to be the leather seat. So instead of being this fabric, which honestly isn't so bad, you get leather. You do get the automatic windshield wipers, which is pretty nice. I personally like it when it starts to rain a little bit. They will go at whatever pace they need to. For the light, there are some other accents on the outside. There is like chrome on the window, the red bumper garnish, the piano black B pillar, and then of course the LED fog lights as well. So there are a few quirks about this car that I'm just not sure I can get over. The biggest one is having to go on the steering wheel to change your drive mode, which if I personally kind of change it in the moment, such as me trying to get out of my neighborhood or getting on the highway for the sport mode, you have to really go and look and find it and move and get in there and get to settings, get to drive mode, and kind of be looking down. So maybe hopefully that will change. I do have to say I love this steering wheel. Out of pretty much any other car I've driven, this one has to be just the best, and it's just a nice clean look to it, and you can basically do everything you need to do, including get to the drive mode, through the steering wheel. And that's so important. I've never realized, but there are some vehicles that you have to leave your steering wheel to do stuff you want to do in your car. Overall, my thoughts on the CHR, this is not something that I'm in the market for, or I think I would ever be in the market for. It's a great first time car. You have a lot of storage, a lot of space. So if you have sports, kids who do sports, if you're lugging around a lot of stuff, this actually is nice. As you saw, the seats don't fold down super easily. You have to like plan on it. So that is kind of a bad situation going on if you are like me and you just go to the store and end up with like big things. But anyways, personally, I wouldn't buy it. I do think it does have a place in this market. Again, no, I would never buy anything in this segment, this type of vehicle. The tiny crossover is just, I don't know. I just don't get it. So this whole tiny crossover, not really my cup of tea, but it is kind of fun to drive. It is a little bit underpowered, like I said earlier, so if you do need more power, maybe look at other options, but do definitely check this out. It is a good price. I can definitely see like a good like first car, high school, college, or parents of kids in high school or that do sports. This has a place for you. It's fun, it's pretty affordable, and again, I would go for the LE or the Limited. Probably skip out on this unless you do really want that keyless entry and those bigger wheels. But besides that, those $2,000, I just don't know, and then that does make it a little bit more expensive and less competitive in this market. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button if you did enjoy it and you made it this far. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or thoughts or comments or anything like that. And make sure you turn on that bell icon because I know you'll be alerted every time I have a new video coming out. And make sure you do let me know as well if there's any cars you want to see me review. So thanks again. Bye-bye.